You're watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. Welcome to our news. The headlines. Mamba woman's breast milk chokes baby to death. ECZ registers over 2.7 million voters and maintains that it will not extend the voter registration exercise. KALINGALINGA man who assaulted Anglican priest to appear in court on Monday for plea. And in international news, Trump signals he is prepared to leave the White House. And in sports news, NKANA and NAPSA stars arrive in Lesotho and Comoros respectively for CAF games. For the details, join me shortly after this break.
Have you had issues in your life and family? Has your life been stagnant or you have been going in circles? All hope is not lost. Your life will bounce back again. Dr. Francis Miles will be speaking at the Court of Heaven Conference on Thursday 3rd and Friday 4th December 2020 from 17 hours to 19 hours. On Saturday the 5th of December 2020, Dr. Francis Miles will conduct a full-day seminar on destroying evil limiting altars. Time 09 hours to 16:30 hours. Lunch and drinks will be on sale. On Sunday, Dr. Miles will conduct a service at 09 hours to 11 hours with your hosts, Pastor Victoria and Moses Chilua. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Music by Kings Malembe Malembe. Admission is free. Hello, have you heard about NSICA? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, NSICA is here. Advertise on NSICA between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. NSICA, allowing your business to grow.
With the details, my name is Liseli Kanyanga. Lusaka Magistrate Judith Chiaika has set the 30th of November 2020 for plea in a case where a 62-year-old man of Lusaka's KALINGALINGA compound is accused of assaulting an Anglican priest. Ronald Mwale has been charged with one count of assault occasioning actual bodily harm contrary to the laws of Zambia. We have more in this report.
A peaceful Sunday service it was, not until unexplainable drama arose in the middle of nowhere when one of the church members used his karate techniques on his priest, leaving him with swollen lips, according to the police spokesperson. In the video going around social media, the man in black is 62-year-old Renard Mwale of KALINGALINGA compound. Just after this incident, Mwale, a machine operator, ran away and only handed himself to the police the following day. 5 days after, Mwale, the now accused, has been dragged to court for alleged assault charge. Particulars of the offense in the matter allege that on the 22nd of November 2020 in Lusaka, Mwale assaulted Boniface Baleni, thereby occasioning actual bodily harm. And when the matter came before Magistrate Judith Chiaika for plea, she adjourned it as the accused was not before court. According to the allegations in this matter, it is alleged that Baleni on the said date was delivering a sermon when Mwale walked to the pulpit and ordered him to stop the preaching as the church was supposed to conduct elections for their leaders. But the complainant ignored Mwale's order, prompting the accused to drag him from the pulpit and punched him in the face. Mwale is expected to take his plea on Monday, the 30th of November 2020. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Lamek Mwale has convicted and sentenced a Nigerian businessman based in Lusaka's Kabwata Township to 9 months imprisonment with hard labor for trafficking and importation of narcotic and psychotropic substances without lawful authority. Victor Okeke, 47, was arrested by the Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) for trafficking in over 26 liters of hashish oil, contrary to Chapter 96 of the laws of Zambia. Okeke of Lusaka's Kabwata Township was intercepted at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, where he had gone to collect his contraband containing 227 bottles weighing 2.2 kilograms of hashish paste and 26.45 liters of hashish oil. According to the Drug Enforcement Commission, the contraband entered the country through Rwanda Air Cargo, concealed in wigs packaged in 4 sacks. In this matter, the convict was facing 4 counts of trafficking and importation of narcotic and psychotropic substances without lawful authority. And moving on in the news, Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Shindano has disclosed that after the 12th of December 2020, the system on the voter registration kits will automatically close and no one will be able to register as a voter. Speaking during a media briefing to update the nation on the voter registration exercise, which is in the 3rd phase, Mr. Shindano disclosed that a total of over 2.7 million voters have so far been registered against the targeted 9 million voters. The Commission has, however, disclosed that it has no intention to extend the current voter registration exercise scheduled to end on the 12th of December this year. Meanwhile, the Commission has announced that it will begin the registration of prisoners immediately the exercise comes to an end on the 12th of December. More in this report.
Despite so many calls from different stakeholders and the general public to extend the voters' registration exercise, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, insists of having no intentions to extend the exercise. Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Shindano, however, disclosed that the Commission may reconsider to extend the exercise after the 12th of December 2020 if it observed that the 9 million target is not met.
There is no intent on the part of the Commission to extend the voter registration exercise. That decision can only be considered once we are done with the voter registration exercise. As it stands, there is no intention on the part of the Commission to extend the voter registration exercise. It's important to note that as a Commission, we are continuously reviewing the numbers as they come in, and would advise the nation indeed after the exercise has been concluded, that is 12th December 2020. We are confident that the statistics are going to improve. As you have noted, 2nd phase, we've had almost a 44% jump. In the 3rd phase, we actually expect an exponential increase and even a higher increase in the 4th phase.
The process, which has seen some challenges during the 1st and 2nd phase of the voters' registration exercise, the Commission has, however, assured the nation of addressing the challenges encountered during the process. And over 2.7 million voters have been registered in the 1st and 2nd phase. Mr. Shindano disclosed this during a media briefing of the 3rd phase this morning.
We have observed the challenges that are on the ground, and we are going to do the needful. And this is why we even led to the recruitment of additional staff to be able to provide that service. I did indicate that every registration officer now is being supported by a laminator, and in certain instances we've provided for additional registration officers and indeed additional laminators. Which brings me to the total number of registration officers in terms of the question. Currently, the addition that we have recruited is 1,100 to beef up. This is comprised of both laminators and registration officers. For those that are doing additional, both in terms of the shifts, to manage the different shifts, because one cannot work throughout. There was an outcry.
Meanwhile, prison voters registration exercise is expected to commence after the completion of the current phase. Come 12 December 2020, the system on the voters registration kits will automatically shut, the Commission has disclosed.
Prisons voting, we did put out an announcement that prisons registration, voter registration, not voting, prisons voter registration will be conducted in the last phase of the exercise.
Only 15 days is left to register the remaining 6.3 million voters. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Vice President Inonge Wina has disclosed to members of parliament against ferrying people to national registration centers to enable them to get NRCs. Speaking in parliament Friday morning, the vice president explained that this is putting pressure on officers issuing NRCs. Mrs. Wina also explains that the move is against the health guidelines put in place in combating the novel coronavirus pandemic. The vice president further tells the nation that the Ministry of Home Affairs is considering a budget to enable officers to go back in the field to issue NRCs to those who were left out on the exercise. Meanwhile, Mrs. Wina says ECZ will only consider extending the voter registration exercise only if it fails to register the 9 million voters when the exercise comes to an end on the 12th of December 2020.
Your Honor, the Vice President, it is an indisputable fact that ECZ this time around has failed actually the people of Zambia to perform their duties in terms of voter registration. Yeah. I have a fact, and many of them actually in my constituency in Mofumbwe. One of the failures, or some of the failures, are that sometimes the people that are conducting the registration, they line out of ink. And also the gadgets that they are using, they will reach a certain stage where they would fail them and they would need actually to be reactivated. Are you considering to increase the number of registration days from the 30 days, maybe even to 60 days? Thank you, Honorable Mr. Speaker.
As to the extension of time, we'll observe how the registration goes, and ECZ believes that it will reach the required numbers before the end of the exercise. And at the end of the exercise, an analysis will be made, an assessment will be done as to whether there's need to increase the number of days or not.
Mr. Speaker, rigging is a process but not an event. And the numbers don't lie. This is a clear indication, Mr. Speaker. A PF through the Ministry of Home Affairs is already in the process of rigging the 2021 general elections, looking at how the people of Lusaka province, Southern province, Western province were denied of their NRCs during the mobile NRC issuance.
Registration office is considering to go back to register those that may have missed out during the mobile issuance of NRCs. So the ministry is doing an assessment currently of where the need is and what the cost will be. When the money is secured, the registration team will go back to those areas. And in view of the above, I am discouraging members of parliament from ferrying people to NRC registration centers. And this will put undue pressure on the officers.
A 5-days-old baby identified as Taurai Mugala of Mamba district in the southern province has died after being choked by her mother's breast milk. Zambia Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale has told Camnet TV News in a statement that the incident happened on the 25th of November 2020 at the woman's home in Samiti compound around 17 hours. Mr. Mwale explains that the woman fell asleep while breastfeeding her child, and when she woke up she realized her child had died with breast milk tint still in the infant's mouth. The police also explained that the child had breast milk coming out of its nostrils and mouth. Mr. Mwale says the police have ruled out any foul play in the matter, stating that the child's body has since been deposited in the Mamba Hospital mortuary. He says the body is in the Mamba Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem and burial. The Zambian government says right interventions are being taken into consideration to ensure that Zambia reaps maximum benefits from gold explorations in the country. Mines Minister Richard Musukwa says it is for this reason that his government is formulating policies to compel mining companies to pay right taxes and not deprive the Zambian people. The minister, however, notes that in order for Zambians to effectively participate in the country's development portfolio through gold mining, there is need to mechanize their operation to boost enhanced production.
If you are making grams 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and you quickly get that and say, oh, you get excited. Our friends in other jurisdictions have used equipment and machinery and huge investments. And when you have equipment, machinery, and huge investments, you are able to make a huge return. And this huge return is able to support the economy. We think very strongly as government and as a ministry that the gold subsector can help us in terms of, one, job creation, two, contributing in terms of our economic trajectory, and also mop-up resources that should be able to help us manage some of our debt portfolio. This can only be done when it is done economically. For a long time, the gold was exploited by illegals. There were only a few people that were benefiting, and sadly, they were not even paying area charges. No area charges, no taxes. And when government decided to legalize this process, I'm sure that you saw the upswing in terms of the complaint. No, what we want is to galvanize Zambians to be part of this value chain in an organized and legal manner. People who love their country contribute to its country in terms of resource mobilization.
We take our first set of commercials. Do stay with us as we have more interesting stories lined up for you.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
And why do you look so pale and busy scratching yourself?
Well, Amwandi, you know my skin is very sensitive. I've tried all the skin products and nothing seems to work.
Have you tried Oracle Pure Glycerin?
Oracle Pure Glycerin? What's that?
Just give me a minute.
Oracle Pure Glycerin gives your skin a youthful and healthy glow.
Ish, you're glowing. Don't tell me.
Yes!
I already know the secrets.
Oracle Pure Glycerin!
Try Oracle Pure Glycerin for that perfect skin.
Hello, have you
heard about NKANA? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, NKANA is here. Advertise on NKANA between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact
+260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467.
NKANA, allowing your business to grow.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with the news. President Edgar Lungu has assured the people of Luapula province that his administration is working at ensuring that the province is transformed into a hub for trade by ensuring that developmental projects in the district are completed. The head of state says the construction of the modern conversion center in the district and a shopping mall will create many opportunities for the local people who have continued to believe in his administration. President Lungu was speaking today when he officiated at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of an international convention center, a shopping mall, and a hotel in Samthia district of Luapula province. More in this report.
Republican President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu is in Luapula province for a 3-day work visit. And today, the Republican president has officiated at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of an international convention center, a shopping mall, and a hotel in Samthia district of Luapula province. The head of state has expressed happiness at the development and has assured stakeholders that the construction of these modern facilities will not only improve the status of the district, but uplift the livelihood of people in the district.
Ladies and gentlemen, development projects such as the earmarked Samthia International Convention Center will not only return to the people the fruits of their labor, but will also attend to their commercial needs. Samthia International Convention Center will be a fine example of the transformative power of investments in the northern circuit by the social security scheme. It goes without saying that projects such as this one transform the overall economic landscape and spur prospects for business investment. Hence, such investments call for strategic vision and commitment of the government and its key institutions. Government is optimistic that this investment will speed up the overall pace of economic activity in Samthia district, and this will certainly result in tourism activities, business and jobs for our people.
And Workers' Compensation is optimistic that the investment will go a long way in uplifting the standard of not only the province but the company whose workers depend on the resources that will be raised from this project.
Some civil society organizations, CSOs in Lusaka, have cried foul over the current debt situation in the country that has affected economic development. Zambian Empowerment Hub for Entrepreneurship and Skills Training Executive Director Clarence Muziamba says there is need for fiscal discipline among the leaders if the current debt situation is to be sustained. Mr. Muziamba says there is also need for youths and all well-meaning citizens to engage in matters of economic governance before leaders collapse the economy due to the urgent debt burden the country is currently facing. He was speaking in Lusaka Friday morning when several CSOs held a youth symposium aimed at formulating a solution to the current debt situation in the country. And Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR Social Economic Development Manager Chama Mundie has implored youths in the country to take up the mantle and put our leaders to task so as to ensure accountability on matters to do with debt. More in this report.
While the country grapples with the current debt situation that has seen it default its Eurobond repayment, some CSOs are calling on fiscal discipline among leaders in the country. The Zambian Empowerment Hub for Entrepreneurship and Skills Training, ZAHAST, the Center for Trade Policy and Development, CTPD, and the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, have held a symposium aimed at formulating solutions to the current debt situation in the country. The CSOs are calling on all youths in the country to take charge and take to task our leaders to ensure that the future is not destroyed by the current debt crisis.
So we are asking for fiscal discipline from our leaders. It's not that we have no money as a country, but we believe that we have so many resources and we are rich as a country, but our money is being misused. And we are asking government to have priority spending. Yes, the answer we are going to be given is that we borrowed money to improve infrastructure, maybe in the name of roads. But at the end of the day, the common questions people are asking on the ground is, yes, they can see roads, but what they want is economic development. In this case, empowerment of citizens, like from our empowerment hub ZEST. That's what we believe in. We want to ensure and believe that each and every Zambian is empowered. But we know that the elephant in the room is debt, and people can't develop nice policies and people can't be empowered if we have debt. We are also thinking about corruption. Corruption also is a cancer which we must not entertain as a nation.
No, you can't be made to act on something you don't see as fundamentally important. So I'll end you with this thing to say, action springs out from what we fundamentally desire. And I urge all of us as youths to have this interest in our debt situation, because at the end of the day, we have to ensure that each and every person lives a dignified life and is able to have access to opportunities, able to contribute to their country in every and all ways possible to ensure that we do the best for our country.
I mean, it's expected in 2021 that there will be more job cuts with a reduction in economic activity and an increase in cost of production. So besides the pressures that have come with us as having to repay our debt, the COVID-19 has made things even worse. Well, of course, not the blame for where we're at now, but it has exacerbated the situation.
There is need for our leaders to therefore listen and take into action some of the measures proposed by various stakeholders that have the power to ease the current debt situation, as Zambia belongs to all. Prudence Chota for Camnet TV News.
Zambia risks becoming a desert in the next 10 years if the country continues to lose 250 to 300,000 hectares of forests annually. It is against this background that the Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF, and other players in the environmental sector have petitioned the government to formulate laws aimed at safeguarding the environment. The petition aims at mobilizing urgent action to stop the silent nature crisis in the country. We have more in this report.
The New Deal for Nature and People is a global response to the crisis of rapid nature loss for the benefit of the people and the planet. The goal is to stop rapid loss of nature worldwide and secure livelihoods of economies and ecosystems. Speaking during the launch of the New Deal for Nature and People campaign in Lusaka, WWF Country Director Nachila Lankombo noted that social, economic, health and culture foundations depend on nature. She regrets that the country is losing natural capital at a faster rate than it can replenish itself, thus the need for leadership to reverse the trend.
Our nature bank is out there, but because we are using nature in a way that is unregulated, it's free for all, there's no accountability, our stock of nature stock is going down. What that means is that all of us, actually it's not just rural communities that depend on nature for livelihoods, all of us, we're going to be faced with some threats there at the level of our own human security. Next slide. So just to summarize, why does this issue require urgent attention? It's no longer just an issue for environmental activists, it's beyond environmental damage.
The traditional leadership acknowledged the consequences of loss of nature. Chief Musungwa of the Ila people of Itezitezi in Central Province says they will continue to play their role in safeguarding the environment, but however called on the government to complement their efforts by taking action against people involved in environmental degradation activities.
There is a big fight between people that come to plant trees and the villagers that want to conserve nature to get into this lucrative business. So please, help us as rural communities to actually repel these plans of unscrupulous businessmen. Then with that WWF, we are actually urging you to actually disseminate such messages or this education across the country so that we shall be able to regenerate this world.
And officiating the launch, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Jean Kapata reaffirmed the government's commitment to address environmental concerns by promoting a green economy.
These are real issues that affect all of us, irrespective of class, gender, tribe, political or religious affiliation. I urge members of the public to make sure their leaders and organizations sign up to stop the nature crisis. And I pledge to engender a green and sustainable future for all of us. I urge the public to help the police acts of the destruction or degradation of nature.
The New Deal for Nature and People demands commitment and action in restoring nature laws at personal, community, national and global levels, and coincidentally rhymes with the aspirations of the 7th National Development Plan of not leaving anyone behind. The petition demanding nature restoration has been presented, but will the demand be made? On that, we can only wait and observe. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Patients at the Cancer Disease Hospital at the University Teaching Hospital UTH have complained of poor sanitation levels at the facility. The patients who opted to remain anonymous tells a Camnet TV news crew that wards at the Cancer Disease Hospital have no running water as patients have to use buckets for toilet use and bathing. The patients have also bemoaned inadequate functioning toilets at the facility as 3 wards are serviced by only 2 toilets and 1 bathroom against a huge population of patients. They say water accessibility is an issue and that some patients are compelled to go home just to answer the call of nature. UTH Public Relations Officer Natalie Nashkolo referred all queries to the Cancer Disease Hospital Public Relations Officer Terry Nyirongo, who by broadcast time had his phone outside coverage area. We now take our second set of commercials. Do stay with us as we have more interesting stories lined up for you.
Stay home, stay safe. Times have changed. With the advent of the coronavirus, Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company would like to advise its esteemed customers to avoid visiting crowded places. You don't have to move to pay your water bill. You can do it in the convenience of your home. You can pay your water bills through Zanaco Zapit, Stanbic Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, and FNB. You can also use Airtel, MTN, and Zamtel Kwacha mobile money transfer services. For any inquiries to report a fault, please contact our customer service on +260 211 251 571, +260 975 618 618, and toll-free line 5957, Zamtel only. You can also simply email customer service at lwsc.com. This public announcement is brought to you by the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company. Water is life. Sanitation is health.
Take control of your tax planning. Avoid penalties and interest.
Returns and payments due by the 10th of the month for declarations of the previous month's transactions are pay as you earn and skills development levy. Returns and payments due by the 14th of the month are turnover tax, withholding tax, mineral royalty tax, tourism levy, gaming and baiting, presumptive tax. Returns and payments for all withholding VAT agents is the 16th of the month. Returns and payments for all VAT registered suppliers is the 18th of the month. Submit the returns and make payments on or before the respective due dates to avoid penalties on the late submission of returns and payments of taxes. Further, note that VAT tax invoices for all business-to-business and business-to-government transactions must bear the TPIN of the buyer without fail. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny.
Have you had issues in your life and family? Has your life been stagnant or you have been going in circles? All hope is not lost. Your life will bounce back again. Dr. Francis Miles will be speaking at the Court of Heaven Conference on Thursday 3rd and Friday 4th December 2020 from 17 hours to 19 hours. On Saturday the 5th of December 2020, Dr. Francis Miles will conduct a full-day seminar on destroying evil limiting altars. Time 09 hours to 16:30 hours. Lunch and drinks will be on sale. On Sunday, Dr. Miles will conduct a service at 09 hours to 11 hours with your hosts, Pastor Victoria and Moses Chilua. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Music by Kings Malembe Malembe. Admission is free.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with the news. In international news, Donald Trump has said he will leave the White House if Joe Biden is formally confirmed as the next U.S. president. Answering reporters' questions for the first time since losing the 3rd November vote, Mr. Trump insisted, however, that his race is far from over. He has refused to concede, citing unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. Individual states are currently certifying their results after Mr. Biden was projected as the winner with an undeniable lead. The Democratic leads Mr. Trump 306 votes to 232 under the Electoral College system that is used to pick U.S. presidents. The tally is far more than 270 needed to win, and Mr. Biden also leads the popular vote by more than 6 million. Electors will meet to formalize the results on the 14th of December, with Mr. Biden due to be sworn in as president on January the 20th.
People, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
If the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden on December 14th, will you concede the election?
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede because we know there was massive fraud.
Just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake because this election was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's losing to Obama all over the place. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to look between you people. Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
So if the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will, and you know that.
We now get into sports news. Zambia's representatives in the CAF Champions League NKANA have arrived in Maseru, Lesotho, ahead of Sunday's league encounter against Bantu FC. The Zambian Super League defending champions touched down at Mososhu International Airport at about 19 hours on Thursday aboard a ZAF chartered flight. Bantu will host NKANA at Lesotho Stadium on Sunday at 16 hours before traveling to Kitwe for the return leg a week later, set for NKANA Stadium on the 5th of December at 15 hours at NKANA Stadium. And Zambia's representative in the CAF Confederation Cup, NAPSA Stars, have also arrived in Moroni, Comoros, ahead of Sunday's CAF Confederations Cup round first leg match against Ngazi Sport. Meanwhile, the Zambia women's national team has also arrived in Santiago, Chile, ahead of Saturday's international friendly match against La Roja Femenina. The Copa Queens arrived in Chile on Thursday evening after an over 48-hour trip from Lusaka to San Diego, Chile. Coach Bruce Mwape has traveled with a strong 20-member squad for the match that include 4 foreign-based players is skipper Barbara Banda, Israel-based Mary Mwakapila, and Spain-based duo of strikers Rachel Nachula and Helen Mubanga. That sports item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a look at the headlines once again. Mamba woman's breast milk chokes baby to death. ECZ registers over 2.7 million voters and maintains that it will not extend the voter registration exercise. KALINGALINGA man who assaulted Anglican priest to appear in court on Monday for plea. And in international news, Trump signals he is prepared to leave the White House. And in sports news, NKANA and NAPSA Stars arrive in Lesotho and Comoros respectively for CAF games. The Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Galatians 6 verse 10, and it reads, "As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith." On behalf of the entire news production crew and myself, Liseli Kanyanga, thank you so much for watching Camnet TV News on Camnet TV, not just another channel.